alaikum. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing fine. And we are today with a very special topic. And I think they're very frequently asked questions which are going to be answered in this video. All those questions which are relevant to all those Muslims and non-Muslims. And this concept and this topic is really special for all of us. And I think you will really enjoy this topic. And for today's podcast, we have a very special guest with us. She's my very dear friend, and we are going to deep dive into these concepts. So, up to you, dear.
So I'm gonna start with the topic. We're gonna discuss about the salah, and it's important. I think salah is a really basic thing which most of people don't know what it is. Like people relate it to the terrorism, but it's not
Yeah.
terrorism. Like I will first of all tell that what basically salah is, what we do in the salah. So the act of the prayer requires the worshippers to go through several distinct bodily postures while reciting some supplications. And basically it involves different variations of the physical activity, which includes standing, bowing, and prostitution in it. And I don't think that any of these postures are related to any of the terrorism in the world. So I don't know why the salah is related to terrorism. So I have explained the definition of the salah, and we will be discussing more about it more deeply and thoroughly. So Fatma, what will you say about it?
So yeah, very deeply explained by the. I really like the definition of the prayer, and it really explains all the basic things. And I think it will clear the question that what is prayer. It is, and there will be very much misunderstandings about the prayer, and
Yeah.
I think people misunderstood Islam by just watching some Muslims who are doing wrong things.
Yeah.
So instead of judging the Islam by watching Muslims, you have to know more about Islam by reading the things.
Yeah.
Instead of watching Muslims, what Muslims are doing. It's so let's deep dive into this concept.
Basically, I was thinking that on the outline, like people just check the outline and say that the Muslims are terrorists, and I don't
Yes.
know why the people think like this. Like you come to Pakistan or a Muslim country, you will find them the most hospitable people ever. And a ritual, not a bad thing. It's just a really healthy activity. Like it involves different postures in which we undergo, and it's like a sort of exercise which are recommended by the physicians for adopting a healthy and fruitful lifestyle. So I will say that the people who are disguising the Islam as a bad religion are really not looking into it and just saying on the outskirts. So I will say that people should learn more about it and then talk about it.
Yes.
So we're gonna make you known about the various facts and the discoveries and the theories of the Salah.
Yeah, we will going to cover more of the copyrighted documents in this, and these are all copyrighted, and all the rights are going to the owner. I will link them all those documents in the description too. And yeah, after watching all those YouTube videos of the many foreigners which are like visiting the Pakistan, and they're saying that they're most hospitable, and I watched those videos with my own eyes, and that was a really like very magnificent thing for me and very proud moment for us. So that the foreigners are and the people are like uh, telling the world that what is a true identity and what is a true nature that people have in Pakistan.
Yeah.
So yes, so the concept of salah is very diverse, and people have many misconceptions about it. So and you are talking about that being offering the salah is really beneficial for the health benefits, the mental benefits, having the psychological benefits, and many more benefits are included in just one thing called prayer. And I think in any religion, if you think about prayer, it's just about like doing some worships and just thing. But in our religion, the prayer is very much diverse.
Exactly.
Its concept is so much diverse that we will cover all these concepts. So yeah, up to you.
So we're going to talk about the general benefits of the salah first of all.
Okay.
Like I will say that each position and the movement involves the movement of the different parts of the body, which requires the extension and the flexion of the muscles, which is really beneficial to avoid the harmness in the muscles. Like the muscles got stuck and they are not moving, like they are stiff. So I will say that those who offer salah in a proper way, in which it was led by the Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet, and who offer like this, they never suffer through the physical illness. Like the one who truly believes and acts upon the rules which Allah Almighty has set for us, never ever suffer through the uh, bad things, like never suffer through the illness or the soreness or the tiredness or the physical damage to the body. Like Allah Almighty has made each and every part of the body according to the lifespan, and it's not like that the body parts expire before that day unless we do something wrong. Padma, would you like to tell something about?
Yeah, I recently read a book about the subconscious mind. It was written by John Murphy. I will link it in the description also. And it was very beautifully written by that foreigner. And it was, and the basic concept he discussed about is that whatever you believe is what is happening with you.
Yeah.
And when we believe, like when we, the basic question for
Yeah.
Muslims is that you are going to be questioned about your body too. On the day of judgment, you're going to be
Exactly.
questioned about your body, what you have done to your body. Is you are taking the healthy diet? So that is a very big question
Yeah.
for us, and I think and humanity need to know that Muslims are so much into diverse this topic. If, it is not allowed to harm our own body, that how we can harm others. It is a very big concept, so we need to clear about these concepts.
Exactly. So each position involves the movement of the different parts of the human bodies in ways that the some muscles contract and the others relax isotonically, and some muscles contract isometrically. So same length, actually the isometric remains the same length. The prayer movement would be fulfilling in enhancing the flexibility of all the general muscular fitness, and it will guarantee you the muscle fitness if you are offering the salah the way it is guided. This results in the moderate physical activities improvement and the individual being able to lead a very healthy life throughout his lifespan. Like he leads a really nice life if
Nice
he is
life,
into
right?
these things. We should care, like being a human, we should care about on ourselves or
Yes.
for the person who loves us, for the
Mhm.
persons who are concerned
True,
with us.
true,
So
true, true. We, as a human, it's a part and it's a duty to care about us, to love us, and Islam teaches us that we need to take care of our body, our parts, our environment, and. In that book also they discuss that being your mind has such a healing power in it, is that whatever you thinking and whatever you believing is, if you think that I am going to being very healthy by offering this meditation or this taking this course, the mind is going to take it. Your conscious mind is going to take it, and your subconscious mind is going to act on it. So same as the case when we believe that we have a very strong belief that this prayer is going to help us, all those benefits we are going to get through it. And if we think about all those old ages, and when in the era of Muhammad, peace be upon him, the peoples are so much like strong, and they have a very such a nice body, having such a nice routine, and we all are admired because of that routine. How has that happened in that age when there is no modern physicality, like people who are talking about medications and yoga? There is no such thing in that era, but still the peoples are healthy, living a stress less life and stress free life, and there is no hesitations and thinking, overthinking, and such all those concepts we discuss about today. So what do you say about that?
Like when a person is submerged in his daily and hectic life, he definitely needs a break. He needs a short break, and he needs his mental illness. He needs his mental illness avoided and have a health maintaining thing. And I think for us, it's the salah. Allah Almighty had included it in our daily routines that we are obliged to pray 5 times a day. And it's not like one time. We cannot pray one time. Like we cannot pray all the 5 prayers at once. We have to do it according to the time. Like it also tells us about the importance of the time and punctuality. It teaches us about the punctuality. Allah Almighty has set everything to teach the human beings. So when we are at the verge of the chaos and the devastation, we just offer and feel ourselves getting recharged. Like salah help us to improvise our battery, and like I will call it battery, like the human force to do everything. Like I will call it a battery. I help us to recharge ourselves and have us to move on. with the hectic day, which avoids us to be getting sick and
Okay.
all the things that are
So you're
harmful.
saying that if you a person who's having a very long day, who's
Yeah.
very tired in it, but he's just adding all these small points of a
Yeah.
prayer in his day, he's going to be at the end of the day day is going to be very great.
Yeah.
He's going to be very stress free, and if you compare those people who are not offering the
Yeah.
prayer and they are not doing any kind of medications or yoga, and we are not talking about those who are doing the medications
Yeah.
and yoga over an overall concept.
Yeah,
We are
yeah.
talking about the person who is doing a 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
and he's not following any kind of routine, and
Yeah.
is but still he's doing his prayers
Yeah.
on time,
He
because
stays
it is an
awake.
obligatory for Muslims,
Yeah.
and we are designed in this way that we do this, and still we are having a very good like results at the end of the day,
Yeah.
which is really great for me,
I think
being
that is
influencing.
great.
And one thing I want to add on this, that Islam is a complete code of life. When we
Yeah.
say this now, that Islam teaches us about every single thing about our life, how we walk, how we talk, how we need to work, and there are many concepts which are not being very described in other religions. If we
Yeah.
talk about other religions, they just
Right.
talk about, okay, just worship the god, okay, do something like this, once go to the church,
Yeah, yeah.
go to
On
the
some specific
on some
like
specific occasions,
occasions and
yes,
events.
and just then forget about who is god and do whatever
Yeah.
you wanted to
Yeah, yeah.
do, and they're not caring about any other things.
I would like to add here that Salah basically stops us from sinning. Like when we offer, we are reminded of the God. Like when we are offering, we have a fear that Allah is watching us all the time, and
Allah
we
is
are not
watching us,
supposed to
yes.
be doing something that is sinful and will prove to be harmful for us in the end. So Salah reminds us to stay away from all the bads and be involved in the goods and be serving the humanity. And I think Salah is the basic thing for every person, like who wants to be really kind and nice. Once you get to know the Islam and the deen which the Prophet Muhammad brought, you will basically know what
Blown
it
up
is.
by these ideas, and there are many videos available of those non-Muslims who are just blown up
Yeah.
by just knowing little things about
Yeah, yeah.
Islam. So let's move on to the next part.
Yes. Basically, Salah is the Arabic term for the Muslim Islamic prayers. It is a spiritual performance by the Muslim believers, which must be performed 5 times a day, not at once. There's a lot of discussion in spiritual significance of Salah, so we will just move on to the physical significance of the Salah,
Okay.
so we can cover the whole thing.
Okay, physical structure.
Move to the brief discussion on the postures of the Salah. The person performing prayers recite the Quranic verses during the offering thing. And now I will start with the each and every posture. Like I will go it through the end. I'll make it to go end, and I will start with the first one. That is the takbir. Basically, what is takbir to you?
Okay, for me, if I talk about takbir, is like standing and you're realizing that you're standing going to be in front of your creator.
Yeah.
And that is the very first thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's take a.
Okay. So takbir. Salah starts with the standing postures called takbir. At the beginning, the individual raises his hands to the level of his ears. Basically, it's the basic definition of the takbir. I'm gonna cover the physical benefits of takbir and qiyam together. So
Okay.
I will tell the people about the qiyam. What is qiyam? Basically, it's a standing position, lowering the hands to your waist and shoulder relaxed. Encourage relaxed breathing. Upon standing, the body weight is evenly distributed on the both feet between the consciousness and the distant end of the materialistic body. Okay.
Okay.
So I will say कि हम लोगों को इस चीज़ को प्रॉपरली कवर करना चाहिए. एक उर्दू में कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है ना? ठीक है. तो हमें इसे प्रॉपरली वे में कवर करना चाहिए, क्योंकि हम लोग इसके कयाम और जो हम लोग तकबीर अल्लाह अकबर कह के ज़्यादा हो गए.
Most of our thing is like we do like we're doing something like, oh, okay, hello Akbar, and like we're doing like this. I don't know, like people are really doing
Rush.
we rush and own our activities, and wherever there is in any type of work, wherever you're doing any kind of rushing now, that work is going to be not going to be benefit in any of all.
I will call it the work of the shaitan. Same. Okay. When we follow the posture involved in the takbir, we have our elbow muscles bent, the pectoral muscles stretched gently, and the shoulder blades. Okay. There is even distribution of the weight throughout the body, and the practice of the qiyam posture. This will make you have the balance of the body and lower back brought into the neutral position, which advertising the core muscles at the same time. Okay, this position aids to strengthen the back and improves posture. These postures can be compared to similar stretching exercise. Salah sure has musculoskeletal effect like stretching.
And I just read an article on the internet which is like we will copy all those copyrights, and it was written by pubmed dot government, and it was written by like all those people who are suffering from the like stroke
Yeah.
especially. And if we are doing the salah, it's really decreases the
Depression and
yeah, depression and the thing of like stroke having people who are there is very less chance of people who are
Exactly.
performing the salah very properly, and all those activities like we do, and all those stretching, it's like distributing your body weight crosses your whole body, and it's really, I think, very kind of having.
Fruitful and beneficial.
Okay.
Okay, the third posture in the salah is the ruku.
Raku.
Basically, ruku is just like bowing with hands rested on the knees and the back held straight for a few seconds, and followed by the person raising back to the erect posture. So,
Okay.
what do you think? Like, what would be the benefit of the ruku?
If I talk about Raku, if as being a student, if I talk about my prayer when I do Raku, like it's like when you're talking about the back of your,
Yeah.
most of the people are suffering from back stiffness.
Yeah.
From the long waiting hours, all those sitting, all these things we do. But when we doing the Raku, I think the backness and all those spinal cord thing is I
Really
think
straightened.
straighten, and that's I think degeneralizing, and this creating a pressure on your mind too. I think some kind of very little pressure.
Yeah.
But it's and the spinal cord and your brain is connecting to in that posture. So I think that's really connected in
I
that
think
way.
when the body, like when we are in the
Elevated.
yeah, I think it's just strengthened, and like it strengthened the vertebral column of the humans,
Okay.
like the spine. The spine is the basic of our body, and it
Yeah.
is basically very important part of our body. So I will say ruku is the forward flexion of the lumbar spine and the flexion at the hip joint, whereas knee joint bears the load in extension. Knee joints are bended and extended. That's why our spine is the one who is relaxed in this position.
Relax in this position.
And we have a very like it actually avoid a human being getting injuries, like getting the complete lockdown of the spine, like the people who cannot walk due to the problem in the spines. Basically it avoids these sort of things.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I heard I don't know about like the true, but like I heard a hadith. I will tell you about the mafhum that was like who are having back pains,
Yeah.
especially should salah more oftenly, and they're going to be very helpful in their back pains and stiffness of the body, and it was very much. New thing for me because we are not considering all those back pains in that prayer. And so Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised the Muslims to pray more oftenly all those other prayers also, like which is recommended in the namaz and in the Islam too. So yeah.
It also prevents the damage of the osteoporosis. Like osteoporosis is a thing in which our bones become stiffened and soft, and they're more likely possibilities of having joint issues and having the problem in the bending and the movement. So basically it avoids those issues as well. So it's the flexibility, it enhances the flexibility of our
Flexibility
body
of the body,
and
okay.
the strength to bear more and more.
Yeah, your body
Stress.
weight strengthen the like the joint.
Yeah.
If we called about like how you your body is maintaining that posture in that posture is like it's very important to have a very strong joints and that posture. Many of the people like old age who are having very difficulties at that in that posture
Yeah.
and having really pain. So it really trigger us that all your weight is triggered on that part, and
Yeah.
that it's creating a very like scientific way.
Yeah.
So what do you say about that?
Like our whole body is stretched in that position. And I will say that due to this stretching position, like I think that if you know that the stress triggers our spine as well, like
Yes.
the medulla oblongata, the part that extended, that part that is extended to the brain, to the spinal cord.
Okay, okay.
Basically, the stress situations are dealt by that part. So when we have a really, like, we are having a stressful day, and when we need to have some relaxation in that day, and when we are offering the salah, then when we are in the raku, like our spine and the medulla oblongata gets a chance to be relaxed, and it basically releases the stress we are having, and it actually decreases the tension that is created due to all the stress in our life, and it helps us to think and move on in a very better way. It helps to deal with the issues that are in our
We
life
having in
that
our
are
life, daily
really
lives.
difficult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true. And really, like, there's some in the scientific, if we do our scientific researches, like there are some positions for the mind too, for decentralizing all your thoughts and converting them into information. There's some postures which are very beneficial for the mind also, I think, and they are included in the salah.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
yeah.
Now we can talk about like Qiyam. There's again the Qiyam about after the Ruku. Like we know that when we stand, we just stand for still for a few seconds, and it's like we allow our body to move back to their original, like the spine is again in the position that it's used to be, and it actually releases all the tension that we have been through. Now the next part of the Salah is Sajda. It's
Very, very, very special.
it's like I think it's more like it's more like a way to have our stress. Like when we touch the ground, I think the ground is a sucker for the pain. When we have seen the animals when they are at the verge of the chaos, and when they are verge of tiredness, actually they just lay down on the ground and they just relax there for a while. And I think that's the law of the nature, that the earth itself is the force of gravity,
The
actually
force of
sucks the
gravity
pain. I
sucks,
think it sucks the
sucks the
pain.
tiredness and all
Yeah.
those things, and
Depression,
yeah,
distress.
depression, stress, and there is something like in that prostration posture. I saw an article on that internet too
Yeah.
about that. It was like your or when we are in the prostration, all the blood is like fluid,
Yeah.
and then and there's a pressure in your brain, and that was like really beneficial for
Yeah.
the neurons basically of the,
Actually,
and
yeah.
it activates, and it's very helpful for the memory also,
Yeah.
and the people who are suffering from dementia,
Exactly.
and other minds things problems, they're very reduced rate due to this
Exactly.
posture. So yeah,
So
okay.
I will talk about what we basically do in the sasta. Basically, the individual goes down on his or her knees and rests his or her hands and forehead on the ground. It's position known as a sajda or sujud. Seven body parts remain in contact with the earth, with the surface, actually. And I
Okay.
think, as I have mentioned it earlier, that it helps to suck the pain. Like the earth's surface helps to suck the pain, depression, and the tiredness from the human body. It's my belief, I don't know about others, but I think that's like from the behavior of the animals. Like we should adopt animals are more things that are close to nature. So I will say that sometimes animals teach us a lot of lessons. I will say this.
Yeah, there are many lessons we need to learn from these other
Yeah.
creatures.
Okay. So health benefit of such stuff.
Okay.
The position of the maintaining the lower back flexed and forehead resting gently on the surface. It allows the postural neck muscles to be activated in order to control the neutral bed body position. in lowering down and while lifting it from the floor. Like we have a really relaxed situation when we are like in the prostitution. Like prostitution allows us to have a really relaxed time. Like for me, it is just like that. I don't want to get up from the position because it makes me feel so much light, and it makes me feel that all my tiredness is gone. Like I feel like that I'm resting, and it's basically a scientific yogic posture as well. The sajda posture is similar to a yogic exercise.
Yogic
So
exercise.
it basically helps me a lot whenever I am tired and I just perform the prostitution. It's
Yeah,
like
and I think a body in our daily life, our body absorbs all the negative energies, and it's
yeah.
very important to like deactivize and degeneralize
Yes.
all your body. And in that posture, all your negative energy is absorbed by the earth. And I think there are many researches going on the power
Yeah.
of gravity and all these, and there's still researches about this, and yeah.
It also basic. Now I would like Fatma to conclude the topic by telling us about the postures of the salah. Like Fatma, would you like to tell us that how many postures are involved in 2 rakats of the salah?
Yeah, I would like to at this point, like, 2 rakats are composing of a total of 14 postures,
Yeah.
and each posture has special benefits, which
Yes,
I've already
exactly.
discussed and are very detailed.
Yeah. Now I would like you to tell about the total posture involved in salah per day.
So each Muslim is an obliged to perform 119 postures per day, and it like and they and in Islam the children start
Yeah.
offering the prayer at the age of 7, which is like obligatory for
Yeah.
everyone. Okay.
Okay, now the most important thing, like I will say that salah doesn't cost you anything, just a little energy, and Fatma will tell you about the energy expenditure on the experimental basis. Now,
Okay, so there is an experiment conducted on 32 males and 48 females, and a person of 80 kg. An experiment conducted on him, and it showed the results
yeah.
that it caused only 80 calories per day for that person, which
Yeah,
is like
and I think the calories are burnt in that process, and I think
yeah,
it improves the
everyone
physical
wants to
energy.
do this.
Yeah,
Everyone is finding the way, like, how we can burn the calories.
yeah,
Just offering the prayer, a simple thing,
yeah,
which is going to take you 6 minutes, five
yeah,
minutes, and that is going to be save you from all those workouts, which are going to
yeah.
take you hours and hours,
Hours and hours.
and which is going to add up your tiredness and all those things in that posture. But in Salah, we are not going to go through all those
Okay,
bad things.
let's sum up this now.
Yeah, let's conclude what we have discussed today. And thank you so much, Dua, for having with us and having
I'm
this.
pleasured and honored.
Yeah, it's honor for us and for the audience. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And I would like to Dua to continue making videos with us. If you want her to be in my videos, so please let me know in the comments. And yeah, and we will conclude all of these, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram for the more content. And if you would like to add anything in the video, if you would like to mark any special points, please let me know in the comments.
Follow her.
Thank you so
Subscribe
much.
to her channel. She's a really nice lady and a really intelligent one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, now.